Welcome, everyone, to episode 135 of the Chris Parrish podcast, titled July Talk, as we just take a moment to talk. I am not alone. I am with the godfather, the creator of Turnbuckle Studios, Mr. Carl Carafel. Carl, how are you doing?
I'm tired, but I'm here. I'm doing well. Episode 135. There we go. I've got a cup of coffee in my Hogan Beach Shop mug, but I also have my W Energy just in case I need an extra little kick as well. So I'm all set. I'm all set. I'm ready to go.
That's good. But first things first, we must do our little spiel. We must say thank you to the people that bring us here. Turnbuckle Studios, obviously, the proud partner of the Chris Parrish podcast. Turnbucklestudios.org is the official website. If you ever wanted to travel and see every little aspect we have, whether it's episodic shows, whether it's meeting the people among the team, or even trying to become a part of the team itself, turnbucklestudios.org is that place to go. And if by chance you live in the Edmonton, Alberta area and you want to watch some live free pro wrestling, say WWE PLEs or even AEW pay-per-views, go to Beardcade YEG, located at 105 82nd Avenue. They will not only give you a great experience because of their amazing fun atmosphere, but that you get a chance to play some arcade games. And guess what? Yeah, also, by the way, did I mention the free wrestling events? That's right, free. Who doesn't like free? Well, and that's why we have not one but two codes on Dubby. If you go to dubby.gg and you use the promo code Parrish10 or TB Studios, you can save 10% because full value is for secas. And that's why we're giving you options.
But I just have to put out there, okay? So Dubby, this stuff here, yeah, it may be a little bit more of an expensive type of thing, but it is so well worth it. I take this to work with me when I'm at work. I take a scoop and I am good to go. I work in the security field and I work in a high profile area, and it is needed because I really have to be on the top of my game. We have, hundreds of people, upwards of 600 people that are inside this place at one time. And I have to be there and I have to be on the ball to be able to watch and check everything out and make sure that everybody is safe and doing what they're supposed to do. And it really does keep me energized. It keeps me focused. No jitter, no nothing like that from it. So please go and check out w.gg. Take a look at what they've got there. It is well worth your coin, and especially when you're saving with either one of those promo codes.
You know what doesn't cost you anything, Carl?
What's that?
Like, follow, subscribe. That's right. It's just an easy click of the button. So if you go to any one of the platforms, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, any of that, you can go check out my link tree at Chris Parrish, or even check out anybody at turnbucklestudios.org/hosts. That is the best way to help support your favorite broadcaster, podcaster, all that good stuff. It's free. Click of the button. So please make sure you're doing that. It helps the channel, and we definitely hope to see you back. But
no paywalls here.
Yeah. But that's enough of the making people happy stuff. Let's talk about the good stuff. Let's talk about the information. News was shattered last week when we saw Night of Champions and Sami Zayn did what we thought he would never do and become undisputed champion. Since then, we've been hearing rumored reports. I say rumored because we don't work in WWE. We're not part of the creative, so we don't know for sure. But there's multiple rumors stating that Sami Zayn's title reign might not be very long, might not last, might only be a transitional role. A lot of people didn't want to see Cody Rhodes' third reign go for a while. It was actually very fresh to see Sami Zayn win.
Oh,
And
yes.
we all seen in the past what a quick title reign could do for Dolph Ziggler, Christian,
Yep.
and it was repelled. So with Sami Zayn as champion, not only do we get a fresh look, but we also get something completely new. Given the time that SummerSlam is just around the corner, it's just in a few weeks.
Yes.
Is Sami Zayn going to walk into SummerSlam as WWE Undisputed Champion?
I want to say yes. 1,000%. I want to say yes because I think that they're just starting to tap into what could be done. So we had Cody as champ for how long? It seemed as though it's been forever, but we weren't really getting too much more than he's the champ. We weren't seeing very much more outside of him on WWE programming. Well, within a day of Sammy winning this championship, if you're following him on his socials, you were able to see this beautiful little video that he did where he is pushing his child on a swing, and then it pans over and a big smile on his face as well, and he's pushing that undisputed championship on a swing as well. And those little things, those small little things that are put out there into the netherworld of the interwebs really help play a part into the person, but the company and who their champion is as well. So I loved seeing that little video that was done because we're seeing that championship and we're seeing Sammy.
On SmackDown, what we did see was acting general manager Adam Pearce, because Nick Aldis was suspended due to his physicality with Gunther, make a match for the number one contendership between main event Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. That match was ultimately won by Cody Rhodes, but it was also announced that on Monday this week in Chicago, Illinois at the Allstate Arena, we will get Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn for that undisputed championship.
Yeah.
We know because ever since the night after WrestleMania, we saw the teases between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. It almost seems evident that Raw being in Chicago, with Cody Rhodes, CM Punk being a rumored match for SummerSlam, this has a tease written all over it. Could we see Sami Zayn drop the title here? Or do we think we're going to get a surprise come Monday? Because I, for one, really want to see more extension on the Sami Zayn title reign, simply because I don't think we need a championship between Cody and CM Punk. I say that because the match itself is big enough to headline a SummerSlam. And you could give so much more opportunity to other people to help see if you can then bring more faces into your main event scene. The big question is who. But your thoughts on the rumor Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and if CM Punk returns on Monday?
I think it would be the perfect opportunity for CM Punk to return on Monday. Now, not necessarily, just to show up, but to show up and interject himself into this matchup that's happening. We don't need that Cody regains that championship. We don't need the championship on SummerSlam with Cody, CM Punk. But CM Punk returning and costing Cody Rhodes that championship could be the perfect way to do it. Now we still have Sammy as the undisputed champion. Now we've got the setup going on for Cody, CM Punk at SummerSlam. That is how I would book it. but I'm not a booker within the WWE, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's very it could be a very weird scenario if you have CM Punk coming in making a turn. It's not necessarily out of the question because we know and we've been hearing that there could be a turn for CM Punk or even Cody Rhodes for over a year now.
Right.
We know this tease has been happening as they're both quote unquote good guys, baby faces. And we saw with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania that babyface wasn't going to work. So they eventually had Randy Orton turn heel. So we could see something very similar with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes if that's the play. And I guess
right. And that draws totally into CM Punk coming in and costing Cody. Maybe he's going to help, Sami Zayn, and then he, like low blows Sami Zayn or something like that, right? Somehow he does something to Sami Zayn. Sammy's the uber baby right now, right? Like he's uber baby. So then you get Punk going after him. Yeah, what's that?
He's the last real good guy.
Yeah, right. So now you got CM Punk going after Sami Zayn. Well, that instantly is going to make him heel.
So, and I think this is in a weird way tricky waters for WWE because you got to pick the right guy.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make sure that who you have is the right guy moving forward. Now, whether it's champion, I think that's interchangeable with Punk, Rhodes, or Zayn. But who is your heel? Who is your babyface? Who is the man chasing the title? Who is the man holding the title? I think those are completely different things. CM Punk has all tools to be a great heel. So does Cody Rhodes. And we've seen the master class of heel work with Sami Zayn in the past as well. But right now, Sami Zayn is riding a high of champion. And we know from past experiences what happens to superstars who don't get a fruitful title reign. I'm not even saying give them 6 months, a year. I'm just saying don't give them 6 days or 2 weeks as champion, because I know that SummerSlam is less than a month away, but Sami Zayn walking into SummerSlam as an undisputed champion will give Sami Zayn more cachet to go back into the main event scene than he would if he loses the title and then walks in and maybe has a meaningless match or even no match at all.
Well, that's exactly it. If Sami Zayn loses the championship on Monday, what does that leave for him going forward? And does that really give him anything for SummerSlam? Because if we have CM Punk return on Monday, Cody wins that championship back. Well, now we've already set up and established Cody CM Punk. Sami is then just pushed all the way to the background once again. There is nothing for him. What a disservice to Sami Zayn, and what a slap in the face to the fans and those who are loving and cheering Sami right now.
Well, and I think too, like just the story of Sami Zayn in just 2026 alone has been very interesting. We know at the Royal Rumble, he faced Drew McIntyre for the said championship. And they made a big deal of how many times he has worked his way into a championship match and did not win. We then see him fight his way into a championship with United States title and then somehow trick Carmelo Hayes into getting a title match, taking the title, and then taking that opportunity away from Carmelo, which a lot of people were looking for Carmelo and Trick Williams at WrestleMania, but instead we got Sami Zayn and Trick. That allowed the fans to get more on the side of Trick Williams and repel Sami Zayn just a little bit, which really just highlighted this real good guy character. Then we see him interjected in the Gunther Cody story, And it was almost like the guy that nobody wanted there. But then when he was there, he happened to be the one who walked away. He was appointed a referee to Cody and Gunther. And in my eyes, he was not the worst part. Both Cody Rhodes and Gunther put their hands on Sami Zayn as an official, yet it was Sami Zayn who got criticized by not only Nick Aldis, but the fans.
Right.
And then he wins the Undisputed Championship, and it seems like there has been a lot of stock into Sami Zayn in just 2026. It's been a wild ride. It's almost ironic because it encapsulates his entire career just in 6 to 7 months. So my big question is, why would you even remotely risk doing any sort of disservice with the one guy you have been secretly adding the most stock to?
Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense to me. Like that big question is the question. Why? Why would you even consider that? I don't know why you would even consider that. You should not be considering that because you have done all of this wonderful, amazing stuff. And for people that are fans of the product, you can see, if you've watched for years, you can already see, just as you did, Parrish, you saw each and every little piece that was there building up to this. Why would you destroy that in a matter of 3 days, 5 days, right?
And I guess I have to ask, is there a way Sami Zayn can lose the championship before SummerSlam and not lose his steam?
I am very hard pressed to find a way that can happen. I mean, we've already got, other things that are going to be going on at SummerSlam. We've got other big high profile matches that are happening. We've already had others that have said, no, I'm going to put other things onto a back burner for this match instead right now. We'll talk about things like that later, but like, I'm very hard pressed to be able to find a way to be able to take the championship off of Sami and still keep the momentum on him moving forward. I don't think it can happen unless you have an idea, because I sure don't.
I don't know if Sami losing the championship anytime soon is going to do him any well, in the sense of now he is going from the man who can never become champion to the man who can never hold the title very long.
Right.
And I guess if these are all ways to add more sympathy to him, that's one way of looking at it. Because now that he actually has won the championship, no longer can we look at him as the guy who can't get it done. He is the guy that has got it done. But do we look at Jey Uso as a main event guy? Now, we certainly see him in the main event a lot, but do we view him as the Roman Reigns, the Seth Rollins, the Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, even Drew McIntyre, and let's even add now Braun Breaker and Oba Femi?
Right.
I don't think we look at Jey Uso in that same way, and he was a world heavyweight champion. He's a Royal Rumble winner. Sami Zayn is now an undisputed champion. There is no guarantee that he is going to go and be perceived as this main event guy like the others on the roster, but he's better off with it than without.
Yeah, Sami will never be in that upper echelon of top tier guys. Just the way could he have been? Yes, you're damn right. He could have been, had stories and situations been built a little bit differently for him. Can that happen now? I don't believe so, unfortunately. But Sami has definitely And Sammy, along with KO, Kevin Owens. Okay, I'm going to throw Kevin in there as well. The two of them have really been able to build a legacy for themselves and with what they have been given, which for both of them even hasn't been a whole heck of a lot, right? Neither one of them are the top tier echelon people who could have been, but yeah, Jay Uso as well, right? Like still within that same type of situation. You're never going to get them to that point, unfortunately. But fortunately for them, they have still been good enough and been able to do the things that need to be done to be a remembered name. Because of a gimmick. How many people remember Max Moon?
Yeah.
Right? Leaf Cassidy. Right? Like throwing names out there. Al Snow. Oh, yeah. We know the name Al Snow. But maybe not those other names, right?
Well,
you know?
And there's always going to be those outliers of men or even women that never became world champion, and we still remember them. We can still throw the names Ricky the Dragon Steamboat or Owen Hart or Lex Luger or even Bam Bam Bigelow. We still remember these names. They've all, in a way, have headlined a major pay-per-view, and we can call them pay-per-views because they were that back then.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that your career is wasted without a championship, but we do know how much accomplishments matter in 2026. The perception of a wrestler with accomplishments in today's world has a lot more stake than one without. So I've always been very intrigued by, well, just give them an opportunity. Let's see what they're capable of. And let's just see how the business alters just a little bit. Okay. And I understand at the end of the day, it's about making revenue. It's about pushing tickets. It's about selling merchandise. It's about the business end. Does he make good business? And I think that is what he needs to be allowed to do before you look at removing the championship. But at the same token, I also saw how a one-night championship reign allowed Daniel Bryan to become a bigger star when he lost the championship due to cash in at SummerSlam, only to have one of the biggest moments in WrestleMania history when he defeated Batista and Randy Orton for that title.
True. I got no retort for that. I mean, you can't. There really is no retort for that, right? I mean,
so I mean,
it's history. It's right there.
Yeah, it's just like there's so many venues you can go to with this, and we really don't know which one works, but we know how we feel, and I think that's the big thing. How do we feel if Sami Zayn were to lose this championship on Monday, opposed to how we feel if he walks out of Raw with it? And I think as a wrestling fan, that's what hooks us to buy said merchandise, to buy said tickets, and to then buy said pay-per-views or any plans. And I think that has a big thing to do with it. But at the end of the day, we just talk about it, and they will make it happen, or they won't.
Or they won't.
But what we can do is offer you our opinions, not just one day of the week, but 7. Because here at Turnbuckle Studios, we have every day of the week covered. You don't believe me? Well, a certain band just said, don't believe me, just watch.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday night, we are on call as the Raw Patrol is on duty at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday, we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursdays, let us power your dreams with the Xbox Showcase at 9 p.m. Friday, we invite you to come for a ride with the SmackDown security detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday, be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. And later in the day, the Locker Room presents Wrestling Recap Delivers at 7 p.m. Always be aware that weekend shows can vary in times, as the PLE Patrol and other watch party streams are always a must-see. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day, and watch all of the latest episodes on turnbucklestudios.org/shows. And please do not forget to drop a like, follow, and to subscribe to all of our channels, and when the time is right, all you have to do is tap in.
And we do want to let you know that the PLE Patrol does take precedent on the weekends when available, but we also want to let you know that on Saturday, July 18th, we will not have a PLE Patrol for Saturday night's main event due to a personal event with one of the members here. So just as a future, there will be no PLE on the 18th. You will still then be able to catch a most likely pre-taped version of Saturday night's gaming. So just as a production note.
The more you know. Do, 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 do.
I kind of miss those.
Me too. I do. That's why I had to do it. I'm like, that's exactly it. It was just the more you know.
We did see another big piece of news inside WWE this past week. In fact, it was on Monday, as we were waiting to hear from your new Queen and King of the Ring in Io Sky and Oba Femi.
Yes.
Io Sky called her shot right after she defeated Liv Morgan at Night of Champions and said, "I will face you at SummerSlam for that title."
Yeah.
Which, if there is no World Women's title matches between now and SummerSlam, will mark the very first title defense for Liv Morgan since winning the title at WrestleMania.
Yep.
But that's not the big story. Oba Femi will forego his title opportunity at SummerSlam, which he got from winning the King of the Ring, and now will face Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell. And one of the big rumored reasons to why is due to the possibility of Roman Reigns and Oba Femi at WrestleMania. How do we feel about Oba Femi foregoing his title opportunity and facing Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell at SummerSlam?
For me, it's confusing because you fought for this opportunity to be able to get that championship, and now you're just like, oh well, doesn't even matter. I want Brock Lesnar. That's how it feels to me. It feels like he's going, championship means nothing. I don't care about that. Whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I'll just some other time. Like it's if you're not in to be the best, to be that champion, to be the face of the company, to be the one that's carrying that title, the one that's taking on every opportunity, what are you even there for? And that's how it feels to me. And okay, so I've put a little bit of stock into, not monetarily, because well, I don't have a lot of monetary, but I put a little bit of stock into Oba Femi, going, this is a guy that could go so far into the future, and now you've done so much with him for him just to go, that means nothing. Well, now I've just lost a little bit of that stock, going, what is wrong with you? And I okay, fourth wall breaking it. I understand it's writers that do it and all of that. I get that. I know that it's still real to me, damn it. Okay, but like, it really confuses me. Why? I have no understanding as to. I do understand. I get it. I don't want to get it. That's my thing. I'm sorry. I rant.
No, that's what we do. That is what we do.
Oh.
Now, it's not traditional. I think that's
No.
the obvious thing. It's not traditional that superstars or wrestlers in any way say, I have an opportunity to wrestle for the richest prize in the game. No, I'm okay. I'm going to do something else. And that something else is wrestle one of the most dominant wrestlers of all time inside one of the most insane structures ever created. Now, yes, Obafemi is a ruler, so to speak,
Mhm.
right? He is the ruler. That is his quote unquote nickname.
Yeah.
I can see him going by the whole, as long as I'm chasing the title, the ghost of Brock Lesnar will always follow. So I must rid myself of Brock Lesnar before I carry on my quest to become the king of the jungle or whatever you want, right? I can see him understanding that he knows how, and I'm not going to say it was easy, but it didn't take him very long to get a chance to wrestle for the championship.
Right.
And the only person to have defeated Obafemi is Brock Lesnar since coming to Monday Night Raw or doing anything on SmackDown.
Yes.
So there is a level of understanding that I want to conquer this first. And maybe he had his mind set there. I don't think he is losing his opportunity to wrestle for the title. I just don't think it's going to be at SummerSlam. I think he is just pushing it back. But my big question is, I hope this isn't something that they're going to do moving forward for a lot of people. But the big question is, what about this match, this Hell in a Cell match with Brock Lesnar, was deemed important for Obafemi's growth and movement to where him foregoing an opportunity to wrestle for the title makes Obafemi a bigger entity in WWE?
I mean, definitely if Oba goes and wins against Brock Lesnar, that solidifies a little bit more of that dominance of that new regime that is there, that is coming in. My problem and my issue with this is that you had this tournament, you had the King of the Ring. It was determined that the King of the Ring tournament is for a championship match at SummerSlam. They have touted it as that. They have talked about it as that. They have said the winner of this gets the opportunity at SummerSlam. So now you spent all of this time to build up somebody all the way through this tournament to not have that match at SummerSlam, to have Oba go, I'm just going to forego it. For me, I'm looking at that going, well, no, you just gave up that opportunity. You don't get that matchup anywhere down the road. You gave that up. And that's the direction I think that it should have gone. Either you have that match, or, well, then you just wasted all of this tournament and you wasted my time during the King of the Ring tournament when that opportunity could have gone to somebody else, but yet you decided to hype everybody up and get them all excited and their groin tingling just to say, nope, we're not going to give that to you. And that's a piss off for me.
In a different way, could you have built this King of the Ring to where it would have pit Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins to be the finals? They then come to an agreement to just not make this any type of final. It needed to be a bigger match. it needed to be a steel cage. They could have still done the steel cage. It just also happened to be the finals of the King of the Ring. Seth Rollins still wins. Seth Rollins then does what we saw him on Monday, and that is step up to Roman Reigns to get a match for the championship at SummerSlam. And then you just don't have Obafemi in the tournament at all. And you then create this story with Brock Lesnar to where through this entire time you're building and building and building destruction. And then all of a sudden we get Hell in a Cell, SummerSlam, the final match or the finality of Obafemi and Brock Lesnar.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
That makes perfect sense. And I don't think we have ever seen anything like that at the King of the Ring. That would have been an amazing thing. The King of the Ring finals between those two being inside of a steel cage with Seth winning to then challenge Roman as was already done. That would have worked beautifully. Yes.
Well, it's why I know, like, we both will say, I will watch the show, I will see how it plays out, and then I will make a full-on opinion of how I felt about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to watch just another couple weeks of build between Brock and Oba to see more of Oba's why, because seeing Oba's why really matters in this position, because it is hard to fathom the decision in just a black and white way. We need to see all of the other shades that brought him to this decision. So, like the character, we can then move forward. We can then understand, and then we can really dive into this Hell in a Cell match with Brock Lesnar, because let's face it, Brock Lesnar, Obafemi, Hell in a Cell, no one is saying no to this. It's just weird that it's coming at the expense of a title shot that Obafemi earned by winning King of the Ring. So it's very strange. It's not a precedent move. In fact, he could be setting one. And I just hope that this doesn't become something we see year after year after year, or even that often, because I do think the more you do it, the less special it makes Obafemi feel.
Yeah. I think the only justification that they could really have for doing this right now is that they do not want to put the championship on Oba. Oba has been going out there and he has been so dominant in everything that he has been doing that if you were to have him go in against a Cody Rhodes and lose, well, now that's just bringing the stock down on Oba a little bit, going, well, you know, he's beaten all these other bigger men, but he couldn't take on Cody. What, like, this doesn't make sense right now. So in that respect, I can understand the directional change of no, we still need to build him a little bit more. But then I come back to why even give him the King of the Ring crown then, when you knew that that was for a championship match. And if you weren't ready and able and willing to do that and pull the plug on it, then why did you even do it in the first place?
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more, but I do know that you can agree with me that everyone should be willing, you should be able, you should be giddy, you should be excited to go rep the Chris Bears podcast, or even Turnbuckle Studios, or anything part of Turnbuckle Studios, by going to our shop. That's right, the Redbubble powered shop that you can find on turnbucklestudios.org is where you can show your support. And if you love that beautiful black and gold logo in the middle and say, hey, how can I slap that right here? Not so much here, just right here. Shout out Tommy Boy. Go and check out our shop. And let's also throw in our ad for joining the team. So if you've ever wanted to become one of us or even help out one of us, please check out both of these videos and hit the join button on our website.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at turnbucklestudios.org.
A Turnbuckle affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, videos games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
Now, before we get to our final topic of the day, I do want to let everybody know that just in a couple weeks' time, you will be getting another Chris Parrish podcast interview. That's right. We know that this is episode 135, but on episode 137 that you see right here, I have interviewed wrestling's pop star Jesse Bieber. And if by chance you're interested in not just the name, but the person, well, check this out.
And then eventually, a kid came over at the table where me and Ernie were, because I was reffing at the time. And he had asked me if I was related to Justin Bieber. Because I guess at the time I looked like Bieber. And Bieber and I are only a year apart in age. So at the time, Bieber was just about to break out. And I believe this is where he was doing all of his YouTube stuff. And he just started with, I think, Guy's World 2.0 album just came out. So people now reference me to this Bieber character. And I didn't, before I could even say anything, Ernie Todd was like, yes, this is definitely Justin Bieber's third cousin. So make sure you go tell your friends and tell them to come to the wrestling show because we have Justin Bieber's third cousin here at the show. And I've never seen so many people turn up to a wrestling show in my life. And at the time, this was like really early. So this would have been like 2008. So I don't know if you guys remember Polaroid pictures, but so intermission would come and Ernie would have all the wrestlers come out at intermission and they would all, for their favorite wrestler, they could get a picture with them for $10 and get that Polaroid at the end of the night. He'd print them all out. And this time, he has all the wrestlers, and I'm just standing with Ernie at the side. And I remember all the kids going, we want him. And they would point at me. And then he'd be like, oh, you want the referee? And they're like, yeah, we want Jesse Bieber. And they're like, okay. So they pull me over to the ring, and then we take a picture. Next kid comes over. We want a picture with him. And then the next kid comes over. We want a picture with him. And then by the time that like these 40 people come walking through, they have all taken pictures with me, and none of them have done anything with the wrestlers. I'm literally just the referee. And I remember Ernie looking at me as soon as he was done that night, and he looks at me and he goes, your name is now Jesse Bieber, and you will never change it.
So in 2 weeks' time, you will find out a lot more about the wrestling's pop star Jesse Bieber, but that is just a small clip to how his name was made.
That's wild. Love it.
We know in just a few weeks' time, we could be seeing more names enter the world of WWE. Now, how many you say? Well, a possibility of at least 6, maybe more, could be less. But there is heavy rumors going around that Eric Young, who we already know asked for his release for TNA, was granted. The belief is that he is now going back to WWE and in a similar role to Sean Spears, the player/coach is going to be involved in the NXT brand. as well as former world champion Mike Santana, who lost that title to Nick Nemeth just short of a couple weeks ago,
Mhm.
is also rumored to be done with TNA. His contract is expired and has been heavily linked to WWE. We also know that MLW's Bishop Dyer, formerly known as Baron Corbin, is also being linked to going back. And with these contract negotiation disputes that we see on MLW, one can lead that we are closer. And then former MLW champion Zilla Fatu is also someone to look as being sooner than later in the WWE. And then obviously we have heard the rumors that WWE wants to beef up their tag division. So instead of keeping the New Day or Motor City Machine Guns, they decided we need Enzo Amare and Big Cass, as both those guys are slated or rumored to return. As we all know, that Big Bill, Big Cass, has a contract that is ending with AEW, and it's reportedly been said that he is not returning. So, Carl, 6 men rumored to become WWE. Any of these guys catch your eye?
I'll put it right out there. I love Enzo and Cass on the independents. I don't need them back in the WWE. Even as much as I was so done with the New Day gimmick, I would much rather have kept the New Day. I would much rather have kept the Motor City Machine Guns and done a lot more with them, as opposed to releasing them to maybe bring in Enzo and Cass. Really? Now, they are very good in the tag division. They are very good at hyping up that crowd. They are very energetic. You know, Enzo is just like a firecracker, right? On that mic, he's good. You know, the little, you know, shuffle moves that he could do. Like, okay, like I get it, but I don't want it back in the WWE. So yeah, no. Zilla Fatu is a name that has been rumored for a while. I'm a huge fan of Karrion Kross or Killer Kross. I watch as much as I can all of his stuff and different little interviews and stuff that he's done, and even little documentaries that he has made for himself, where he has even had Zilla Fatu on some of these documentaries, and he is even hyping up Zilla to the point of, this guy needs to be in the top echelon, and soon enough he will be with the rest of his family. So I can see that, and I want to see it because he is young and he is hungry, and I would love to see what he could do with the family on either side. I don't care, Bloodline or the the MFT side or whatever. I don't care which side. I just want to see him there. A Baron Corbin. Not a name that I would have had on my bingo card in 2026 to return, because I thought he was doing very well for himself as Bishop Dyer in MLW and around the independents. But I guess maybe a good offer came in, very possibly.
Well,
but they're all speculative, right? Like, we don't even know that Baron is going back to the WWE. We just know that his contract is up in the air at this time.
yeah, and Baron Corbin, Bishop Dyer, has gone on, I believe it was Chris Van Vliet's podcast, Insight, and he did talk about his exit from the company, and he did say that it came to a big surprise because he was always in contact with Triple H. And
Right.
it didn't seem like this was a Triple H decision by any means. It was other people involved. So that always struck intrigue in my head, not knowing whether or not the company was really on the same page, for one, but also, okay, where does this communication lie? But also, is it very simple as black and white, whereas Triple H just says, look, I want this guy back. Let's bring him back. Can we get him back? And if the answer is yes, then let's do it. And I wonder if it's just as simple as that. And that's why I'm thinking, hey, the Big Bill and Enzo thing, maybe that's a tag team you bring back, and maybe the cost isn't to where what would be for a New Day or for a Machine Gun. And that's kind of where I'm looking more towards. Obviously, I know we all know what Zilla Fatu would mean. I think we all are very happy with Jacob Fatu in WWE. And I think we can very much look at Zilla mimicking or being a very much like Jacob Fatu inside WWE. And if that's the case, sign me up as of yesterday.
Yeah.
And then Eric Young coming in to be that player/coach role in NXT just tells me how much WWE cares about the development of their wrestlers, of their talents, by having Eric Young, Sean Spears. Oh, yeah. Shawn Michaels is there. When you want, AJ Styles can lend a phenomenal lending hand. And then you also have, your Matt Blooms of the world. You also have Mr. Steve Carino back there, as well as others. Just
Terry Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a wellness policy for your coaches, because that is a loaded cast right now.
Right.
And we haven't even talked about the big name of this. And I will say big name because as of 10 days ago, he was the only world champion, Mike Santana, who you can arguably say that he is at the height of his career right now. It is very similar to where Joe Hendry was coming to WWE. But Mike Santana, I don't know if he really needs to go to NXT, because we've seen him in NXT for a lot of time. This guy could jump into a AAA, or he could jump into a program with any one of the Latinas, or Dominic Mysterio. Imagine Mike Santana versus Dom Mysterio at SummerSlam.
That's exactly where I was going. Yes.
So it's very intriguing to see all these names, but I'm very intrigued to see what of these pan out and really do work, because I can't think that all 6 are going to go there, but a boy can dream, right?
Yeah. I'll give a quick breakdown then. If Enzo and Cass do go, I think it's going to be a very short run. It's going to be a nostalgia run. I think if Baron Corbin does go back, he's going to be pushed right to the moon immediately, which I am okay with. Zilla Fatu, yes, we're going to need to bring him in and allow him to grow and be part of that group first before he is a breakout, because he is still young. He is amazing. He can do what needs to be done. And I think it's going to just take a little bit of time with getting him over with the crowd, which will not be a hard thing to do. Mike Santana, put him immediately into big programs. Eric Young, such an asset to the world of professional wrestling, and to have him in NXT. I would even go as far as saying, if they do another season of LFG, make Eric Young one of those people that are showcased on LFG as well, to train and be there for these younger stars that are up and coming. I would love to see the banter that would go on between Eric Young and Uncle Bully.
What about even Kevin Owens, who is there last?
Right?
Like Eric Young and KO being coaches? Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
right?
Dirty. It's just dirty.
Yeah. I'm happy with all of that. If that comes to fruition, I'm happy with all of it.
Yeah. It's just crazy that in 2026, the free agent game, or just the transaction game like sports, is real. in
Yeah.
wrestling, and I just think that's phenomenal. I will let everybody know that we will be rating out to the Queen of the Ring, since we were talking about royalty and the Queen of the Ring and Night of Champions. So on the Twitch side, you will be directed to that channel. So go say hi and let them know that the Chris Parrish Podcast and Turnbuckle Studios sent you there. But Carl, first off, I want to say thank you for joining me here on episode 135, July Talk of the Chris Parrish Podcast. I appreciate that. You know you're here, and you're welcome at any time. But before we send everybody off and talk about what's happening next week, let everybody know where we could find Carl Carafel.
Well, the shoot job has me pretty busy, so it's sometimes a little bit more difficult to find me on the world of the interwebs, but the easiest way for you to do so is just to go to turnbucklestudios.org/hosts. Right there, you can click on my picture, and from there, it'll take you to where I am on the socials. I will unfortunately not be on any other shows this week due to my shoot job, but I'm hoping to be able to maybe put together a couple of things and get some maybe shorts put out there, a couple of other little things. Hopefully I will be able to do. Other than that, that's really about it. I urge you to please take a look at the Turnbuckle Studios YouTube page. We just put up our CWE Cruel Summer Tour show that featured EC3, as well as the most recent Turnbuckle testimony with Zandra Lee is available there as well underneath the videos. So please go and check those out. I would love some feedback on them as well. Anything is always appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, I do want to get into the one comment that Chris Best left. Is my concern with Enzo and Cass is, will fans care about the return? It might be good for nostalgia.
Oh,
that is about it for me. The only answer I could give you is let's wait and see, because nostalgia is one hell of a drug that all wrestling fans are addicted to. Please also check out Turnbuckle Studios on Discord. We're live on there, so always do so. But this has been episode 135 of the Chris Parrish Podcast. We're back to you next week with episode 136. Fresh look. What does that mean? Well, you're just going to have to tune in and find out. But until then, this has been episode 135, July Talk. I say thank you to Carl Carafel. I say thank you to all of you. But more importantly, I hope that you're all happy. I hope that you're all healthy. And at the end of the day, be yourself, because you matter. See you next.
Through the clouds.